Let me start by congratulating Dr. Clever Gatete for having been appointed as the new Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. I have the pleasure to welcoming you to Ethiopia. I wish you a successful tour of duty and assure you of Ethiopia's support while you fulfill your mandate. I would like also to thank the ECA, the ADB, and UNDP for convening this very important conference. And thank you for inviting me to deliver this statement. The issue that brings us all here today is of utmost importance for Africa. The previous speakers have elaborated on it. We are here with a collective dedication to advance inclusive and sustainable industrial development and to make good use of this remarkable platform with very knowledgeable participants. This platform will allow participants to pinpoint inventive solutions, play a role in fostering equitable globalization, and cultivate meaningful partnerships. This conference is happening at a very critical time, where a review of the implementation of the SDGs has been done recently on the margins of the last General Assembly of the United Nations. And I would like to use the word that the Executive Secretary just mentioned, where there is a need to really rescue the SDGs. And also our continental roadmap, the Agenda 2063 for the Africa we want. So it's not just an alarm clock, really, but it's a real call, not for action, to redouble action. It's a critical time. I don't think we have any other option. Much has been said, as I mentioned earlier by previous speakers. I don't want to repeat. I've been adjusting my speeches according to what they said, not to repeat the same thing. But let me just highlight three key areas that I think we need to focus on, among others. First, it is increasingly evident that industrial development is not a luxury, but an essential component for our sustained and inclusive economic growth. There is a misunderstanding when we talk about industrialization that actually it might not be for Africa, it's something much bigger than we can grasp, which is not the case. So it's really, therefore, essential that we build a robust industrial sector that can withstand external shocks, investing in our manufacturing industries and cultivating industrial capabilities through intentional efforts towards import substitution and export-oriented industrialization. And that is really crucial. The lessons learned over the past 3 years highlight the unreliability as well as vulnerability of global production and value chains to various shocks. Relying solely on foreign manufacturers poses risks, making it both prudent and necessary to explore diverse options. Therefore, it is now a crucial time to adopt more efficient strategies for import substitution, industrialization, economic diversification, and the development of internationally competitive manufacturing sectors. The second point I wanted to raise is the need to really critically look at our development plans and especially our industrial policies based on what should exist, really, a political will. There is nothing that can be done. It has been said by all speakers. Political will is at the heart of what we do. They must address these policies and plans the emerging trends and challenges that are continuously reshaping our continent, and the unforeseen gaps that require policy reforms. Our policies must incorporate updated tools and context that take into consideration recent phenomena requiring technology adaptation and application. Our policy frameworks at every level should also emphasize the basic principles that focus on supporting domestic industrial developments, as well as promote improved productivity and competitiveness. The third point is the need for changing the narrative of Africa's industrialization through inclusive and sustainable industrial development. Social inclusion in the production sector, as well as shared benefits from industrial growth, are foundation for a prosperous Africa. No one should be left behind, both in the making and in the sharing of resources. Therefore, government institutions and structures must ensure that public policies, strategies, and national plans are gender sensitive. In this regard, building capacities in public and private small and medium enterprises and entrepreneurship development is indeed vital. As we all know, SMEs are key to the development of Africa's private sector, and SMEs are really needed, in particular in the agricultural sector. But none of these efforts will bear fruit if we do not address the main obstacles to the development of any sector, and that is the climate change, political instability, armed conflicts, to name but a few, which can be destructive, not only affecting economic growth in general, but the human capital, and poses significant threat to economic and social development. As I conclude, allow me to add one last point. As you know, some terms, words appear at a certain point of time and are used extensively and disappear as if they have never existed. I think it's very important not to be seen as having buzzwords, but these are essential in our life. Sustainability and inclusivity are essential. It has to be unpacked, well clarified, well defined, and embraced by everyone. It's not a matter of fashion. It's a critical concept that is not just for now, but that concerns generations to come, without, of course, compromising their own needs and aspirations.